What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much I went and I dropped my daughter off. As you guys see in the last video, we ended up doing the exhaust system on the right hand drive DA, and pretty much it sounds good and it's running perfectly fine now. No more exhaust fumes coming into the chassis. So I was actually waiting for a package for a while, and that package actually arrived today. So what I was waiting for was actually my tungsten grinder from Eastwood. This one's a cordless one, so it's like $100 or so. Well worth it to be able to sharpen your tungstens. That's all it's mainly for, is to sharpen it out. So when you're welding, you always have the sharp point. For aluminum, usually it dulls it out and it kind of makes it into like a ball on top. It's just the way it does with that current when you're welding aluminum. So I figured I'd get out here while I wait for my daughter to get off of dance practice and just start making some progress onto the EK. There's plenty of stuff that I need to do. So what I want to try to do right now in this video is actually start making these pipes here and then also do the transition from there. So I'm going to go ahead and start that, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can tack weld some of those. I also wanted to try this new machine that I picked up. I actually picked it up about a year ago off of OfferUp for $65, and these are usually like $400, $500. It works pretty good. Just got to get used to it because you're gonna have to control it with the other foot instead of your welding one. So something else I got to get used to, but I'm pretty sure I can get used to it. It's just gonna take some time. So let me go ahead and set this up so that we can start welding up the transition to the V-band on here. Make sure you clean your material with acetone. That way you get any oil, any dirt off of it. So this is my first time ever using this machine. So again, I have no experience in it. We're gonna get used to it though. Trust me, there's imperfection right there, but hey, we'll get it going. The more I try, the more I weld, it'll look better once it's all finalized. It's mainly getting used to this machine now, especially with the foot pedal, because I had it on different speeds and it's like it was catching up and then it went slow. It's like it got stuck, so I didn't know what was wrong with it, but not too bad. I mean, little by little, we'll get used to it and just continue pushing forward, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this piece cool down and then see what else we'll get welded up today. Alrighty, guys, so I was just out here just mocking stuff up. As I stated before, I welded this one up. Came out okay. It's not the best. I know I can do better with time, with practice, and more. Just keep going at it, you know. So I was trying to get in the bend here. And so this is what I wanted to show you guys, the reason why I'm doing everything again. Of course, it's because of this feed here, but it's also because I would want to just keep this very minimal here to a couple of pie cuts, instead of doing it like how I did before. This was the old one, and as you can see where it transitions, yes, it had a good bend here, but then all this was just trash. And that's just something I did not want. It looked really nasty to me, and even Dana just said, hey, let's just redo it. If you're already at that point, you can't do anything really bad with it, let's go ahead and fix it. So I might end up just cutting it here also to save this piece here, because this one is already welded. I don't gotta weld it here anymore. So if I can get that transition down there and cut it to where all I gotta do is put another 90 degree or 45 right here in a pie cut, it's gonna look so much better than what honestly this did here. So I gotta take a break. I've been out here for a little bit just trying to get all this situated. It's taking some time. So little by little, we'll go ahead and make some progress. So right now I gotta head out. We'll most likely just probably pick up on it tomorrow, see how everything goes from there. All right, guys, so it's the next morning, and unfortunately yesterday I made a big mistake. I know I said clean. The first beginning weld came out really good, or it came out kind of good for being what it is, and then I started realizing I messed up. I used the wrong damn cup. I was actually using my BBW cup, the big glass one, which is mainly, forgot to change it, it's for stainless steel. That's what I usually use it for. And I was using it for the aluminum. It was a big mistake on my end, because after shortly of doing that, it started like acting up really stupid, messing up the welds. So this is pretty much trash now. I'm not gonna use it. I ordered a new one, and pretty much we're just gonna go ahead and continue. What I'm gonna start with now is the bottom of the intercooler piping from the intercooler, and then work my way up until I get to the transition part to the turbo. So hopefully everything goes good. Hopefully things go smooth now. As you've seen right now, I kind of had a hiccup in the beginning, and that was because a damn bug was inside of my cup here. So this is like a 6 cup, I believe it is, and it fried the little pincher bug, and that's what was throwing all the contamination in the beginning. I just could not lay down that well. So I got the bug out, figured out what it was, and now the welds look pretty good. I mean, I haven't welded in a long time, man. It's not too shabby. Alright guys, so let me go ahead and fix the camera real quick. So not too bad. You know, you can barely see it. So I was really just trying to make sure all the welds are going the same way, the way I'm laying my beads. And so that's where I messed up. Over here, I messed up and I did it the wrong way. So I just started brand new. So yeah, it's not too bad. Came out pretty good. You know, I haven't welded in a long time. I think I've already stated that a few times, but not too bad. I mean, a little bit more practice and I'll be able to get there. You know what I mean? Get up to the big dogs. Just kidding. I'm not trying to do that, but not too bad. Alrighty guys, so pretty much I just ended up putting everything pretty much mocked up. I am waiting for new transition and new pie cuts to arrive, along with some straight pieces. I ordered 2 feet of aluminum piping along with 2 pairs of pie cuts, and also a new transition and some miscellaneous ends that I needed for the exhaust system. So I got that on order, and that should be here probably by the weekend. So right now what I ended up doing was pretty much putting this on here and mocking everything up as far as this pipe goes and the one in the back. So there is a few changes that I unfortunately need to do. I actually need to cut this section off down here and kind of round it out, so that way I can be able to give this intercooler piping a little bit more of a pitch downwards. The main reason being is because the back end of the pipe, it is not letting it get leveled. It is actually tilting up backwards and tilting forward in the front end of the pipe right here. So I want it to be as straight as possible, so that way when we start doing the transitions from a 90 bend, I can easily just use a 90 bend instead of the piece itself. So that's just something that I'm gonna order. That should be here over the weekend, and once it arrives here, then we should be set to go, and pretty much just continue doing a little bit more work here and there. But for now, this is where we're gonna end it. What I also wanted to do real quick is actually install the radiator along with install the piping, just to see if maybe it will work. And if it works this way, then I might just keep it instead of going to the other fitting. But even though I kind of want to go to the other fitting, the main reason being is because honestly, I think I've already explained it a few times, this car is planning on going on long trips. So I do want to have that safety of if a hose bursts or whatever it is, I have an extra hose instead of an AN line, because making an AN line is going to be more of a pain than actually finding a hose on an AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whatever. So let me go ahead and get that installed so we can see how we're looking as far as the way the radiator used to mount. Alrighty guys, so pretty much as you guys can see now, how the main reason why I'm swapping out the radiator, and the main reason is because since the motor got lowered, now it's really hitting here where the V-band is at, and it's just something where it won't even allow this hose to mount up. I have to really kink it that way, and I don't want to bring it more this way because I want to leave some room so that way it's not just metal to metal, and that way we can at least get a little bit of clearance in here, because I still got to run the top section here. So that is the main reason why we are swapping over, but it's also just better at the end of the day for me, because I do plan on driving this car far. So hopefully you guys get the reason why now I'm switching over. And another reason why I'm not going to the Cesario or the VW one is because I actually need the room to be able to run fans onto the condenser here for the AC system, because that does need 2 fans. And plus, I think the half-size 3-row radiator will actually work to my benefit, because again, if I run a high spout fan, then I should be golden, and we shouldn't have any overheating issues whatsoever. Don't get me wrong, I did plan on going with a Volkswagen Cesario one, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a few more measurements now that we're at this point where I can see the piping is ran and how everything's gonna get going. So I'll probably do that off camera, see the measurements, And honestly, maybe I can still run this tutorial one, and if I can, then we're pretty much really set to go. The only thing I really was worried about was the fitting here, which is the reason why I was trying to stay away from it, because that K-tune fitting, the one for the filler neck, actually gets in the way of these sensors here, and it doesn't allow the cap to sit correctly. So that's another reason why I'm swapping over everything, and I'm also changing out this section here to the straight one, because it's just going to flow a lot better. So yeah, before we end the video, guys, there is a package that did come. I was honestly too impatient, and I did end up opening it. So let me go ahead and show you guys what exactly came, and that way we can start that on the next video, along with hopefully finishing off the intercooler piping, and then we can start making a little bit more progress every single day. There's still plenty of stuff that still needs to be done to the car, but again, time is on the essence right now because it's not on my side, especially with my daughter going to competition. I think I already stated that. So just bear with me, but we are making progress every single day. Alrighty guys, so pretty much as you can see here, we ended up getting a package in, and honestly I was just too stubborn and impatient to wait to unbox it on camera. So we got a package from Wired by Versatile Wiring. What I ended up purchasing was a brand new headlight harness from them. I seen that they posted it up for a decent price, a really good price actually, should I say, including shipping, and it was just too good to pass up. My plans were never to actually purchase a brand new harness like this or a custom one, and the main reason why was because I was actually going to utilize the old one and just re-loom it and tuck it up that way it wouldn't be seen. But I ended up losing some pieces over the time after I tried attempting it one time, and I couldn't find it anymore. So I did end up reaching out to another person that actually had an OEM one that he was clearing out a shop up in Florida, and I had asked for a good one that didn't have no issues or whatever. Well, when I got it, it actually had issues. So I felt like it was just in my power at the time, because I did have the money. I said F it, and I ended up purchasing this one. So this one is almost a full plug and play. It does plug and play, should I just say. The only thing I do wish that it would have came with is actually this other part that the harness actually goes with. This one actually controls the AC compressor, along with the fans, along with the evaporator plug that gets connected into the DC5. So this one is actually the one that gets ran into it, so it's a small harness. I really wish that it did have this, but again, that's just me being picky. I am going to reach out to Versatile and hopefully see if he can make this harness, and if he needs for me to go ahead and send it so that he can get the schematics on how it's ran or whatever, then that would be, I can do that also, you know. But again, that's just me being picky. I just want something that honestly just flows with the rest of the harness as I has with the rest of the engine harness. So since I bought this, that's the only reason why I kind of want it done that way. But he did throw in some other goodies in here. He also threw in 2 air fresheners, along with 2 lanyards, a sticker here, and some pens, because they do come in handy when you're writing things down at the time, especially when you're fabricating. And then he threw in some candies over here. So huge shout out to Versatile Wiring for the goodies. I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully install this within the next couple of videos, but I'm gonna go ahead and reach out to him first to see if he can make that harness, and if he can, then pretty much we're gonna be golden as far as the front end. There is some still parts that I am waiting for. I'm waiting for the new fuel cell to arrive. I also got to order 2 new fuel pumps and see what we're gonna need as far as line wise to be able to get everything ran in the engine bay for the fuel system. So again, I apologize that I've been talking the rest of this time. I know the video is kind of short, but unfortunately I did mess up, and I messed up some product as far as my pie cuts and some material, so I can't really proceed going forward because I want to make sure I do everything correctly. So hopefully on the next video everything will be finished. We can finish everything up and also get the headlight harness installed with a few miscellaneous pieces. But pretty much, guys, that is going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it, and with that being said, catch you guys on the next one. Till next time.